the mid-60s, I was an undergraduate student, and I was being trained to do close to the text kind of analysis of 19th century literature, poetry, and novels. And at the same time, I started hearing this guy, Bob Dylan, and he was remarkable because every time he made a new record, he sounded completely different, whereas everyone else, just sounded the same. And the songs were extraordinary. Some of these long songs. I mean, I'd grown up on rock and roll, and it was the sort of thing that saved me from the oppression of school. And so for me, records tended to be 2.5 minutes long. And here was Bob Dylan taking 5 minutes or 6 minutes for one song. That in itself was extraordinary. And I just began to feel that maybe some of his stuff could bear the weight of the same kind of critical scrutiny that I was being trained to apply to other people. And so for a long time, I was walking around the campus thinking and saying to other people, I have to write at length about this guy, this Bob Dylan. And the only way you could write at length was to write a book. So I didn't start nearly as soon as I said I was going to. But on the other hand, there was nothing else out there about him. A snippet here and there from, if you read Melody Maker or something. I left the university and started teaching English in a school. This was the autumn of 1969. And that's when I really started writing it properly. And, still I came across nothing else. And in fact, I think in one of the first things it says in the book, or maybe it's a blurb on the cover, is that a book about Bob Dylan is still a rare thing to come by. I mean, now we now have the opposite extreme. The book got finished, and that was 1971, and it was accepted by a publisher. So it was actually late 1972 in England when the original hardback edition came out. And they sold it to E.P. Dutton in the States, and that came out early in 1973.